Hello again, gang. Mr. Cruze here with another business math review for you. This time, we'll be continuing our jog through the Chapter 3 review. Make sure you are paying attention to these videos. I need you to know how to do these types of problems for tomorrow's test. Alright? It will look very similar to this review, and you can use the review on it. Great. Tony's checking account balance on Monday, April 13th is $540. Her savings account has $980. Okay? On Tuesday, she made an ATM withdrawal of $86. On April 15th, she plans to make these payments online. So she's got a bunch of payments. How much money, if any, will she have to transfer into her checking account from savings to cover the online payments and leave a balance of $50 in the checking account? So she starts off with $540, and then she starts making all these payments. Don't worry about the savings account balance, okay? That's just money she has off to the side. She made a withdrawal of $86. Well, that's a withdrawal. Then she plans to make these payments. Well, that's minus $823. Minus 98, minus 127. So once you subtract all those out, okay, you get a balance of negative $594. Okay, obviously she can't have a negative balance. So the question asks, how much money will she have to transfer into her account to make this good? Well, obviously, to make this so it's not in the hole anymore, she's at least going to have to transfer $594, right? Because that'll cover the money. But it also says she wants to leave a balance of $50 in the checking account. If she transfers just $594 in, that's just going to be a balance of $0. Well, that's not good enough for her. So we're going to have to add in an extra $50. So actually, if she wants to completely not have a problem paying her bills and still have a balance of $50, she's going to have to transfer $644 total. Okay? Just think about that. Okay. Andrew had a checking balance of $5.59 on Monday. His net wages of $712.89 were transferred by direct deposit first thing Monday morning to his checking account. So we started off with $5.59. This looks like a very similar problem. But this time it has a deposit of $712.89. And then he starts paying bills. He starts paying bills of $53.24, of $18.30, of $38.96, of $134, and $314.78. Okay. When you add all that and subtract that, okay, you should get something like $193.22. Okay. This is how much he'll have in his account. This is how much he'll have in his account after all of those bills are paid. But, oh, that's all it's asking. How much money does he have in his account? Oh, okay, that's not all it's asking. I'm sorry. His goal is to keep only a $25 balance. He doesn't want to keep $193.22. He just wants $25, right? So we're going to take out that $25 because that's how much he wants to keep. When you do that, you get $168.22. This is how much he's going to transfer into his savings account because he only cares about having $25 in his account. Okay? Number 10, Ian's checking account balance on Friday afternoon was $998.16. Over the weekend, he started paying some bills. So $998.16 minus, he paid his house payment of $547.60, his cable internet bill of $168.39. He had dinner out. And then he also bought some groceries while he was out. Okay, that's reasonable. When you subtract all this, they want to know what the balance of his checking account is. It's just a long line of subtraction. Just type it in your calculator, watch your numbers, and watch your decimals. He ends up with $93.32 in his account left over. And then it asks, will he have enough in his account to be able, make sure you're reading all parts of the question, will he have enough in his account to be able to pay his $100 for a phone bill? Well, $93.32 is less than $104, so no, actually, he'll have to figure out a couple ways to maybe get some extra money in his account, maybe transfer from savings like before, right? Okay, now we get to the problems that I think a lot of us had trouble with on the previous quiz, so I want to make sure you spend a lot of your time here, okay? We start off slow with just doing them separately, and then we get to putting them together. So, the bank statement of Dottie showed a closing balance of $3150.18. So notice it says enter closing balance from statement in the very first box. So you put $30,150.18. The transactions outstanding included 3 checks. Check 121. Well, these go over here in the outstanding checks column. 121 for $12.87. Check 132 for $39.47. And check 133 for $840. Okay. It says her check register balance. That's what's in her checkbook. Okay. Remember, we all hopefully keep a checkbook that keeps a log, a running total of how much we're spending. So her check register shows a balance of $22.57.84. Obviously, these don't match up, correct? So something is wrong there. So hopefully by the end of this number should be what we get down here. Okay, if it is, great. If not, uh-oh. Right? So we're going to add any deposits outstanding. Well, it doesn't say anything about any outstanding deposits, so that's 0. So you just add those two. Well, that's easy. Don't hurt yourself adding 0. We have to get the total of the checks outstanding. Well, if you get the total of the checks outstanding, you just add them up, $892.34. You'll notice here line 4 says enter total of checks outstanding. Well, that's what we just found, $892.34. This little guy's a minus sign. You're going to subtract these 2 boxes. Subtract line 4 from line 3. When you subtract it, $22.57.84. And I'd like to point out, it says this amount should equal your check register balance. Well, like I said earlier, as long as these 2 are equal, you are good, and they are equal, so we have done everything correct. If they don't equal, that means you have made some sort of mistake somewhere, so be careful. Roger Corsack's check register balance was $745.84, so this is just like before, filling out the check registers. His bank statement showed an ATM deposit of $82.67 that was not recorded in his check register. So that means that bank statement that he got showed it, but his bank or his checkbook did not. So we're going to have to add that deposit in there. That's a deposit of $82.67. So of course add it. You get $828.51. He also earned some interest. That's usually something that people forget to document in their checkbook. Also a deposit, because interest is money we get. Yay, free money. $829.38. But he also has an $18 charge for printing new checks, so we'll call it a check charge. That is a withdrawal. That is not a deposit. That's something the bank takes out. And we get $811.38. His bank statement showed a balance of $811.38. Hey, looky there. If those 2 are the same, we've done our job just fine. So very good. Phoebe Duncan's, okay, now we're going to combine them. Okay. Again, whatever is in this box and whatever's in the very end of your check register should match up. They should be identical. If they're not, that means you've either typed something in wrong somewhere or you've put things in the wrong boxes. So here we go. Check register balance on November 30th was $984.09. Check register balance. That means that goes down here, $984.09. That's the check register. Her bank statement balance was $1462.25. That goes in that form. Some of us are getting those mixed up. This one's from your statement, this one's from your check register. Okay. Checks outstanding, well, that goes here on this form. Checks outstanding were $207 for $298.12, $209 for $86.73, and $210 for $105.03. Okay. A bank service charge for November was $12.80. That's usually something people forget about. They forget about the service charges. It'll of course appear on the statement. It's a charge, so that's $12.80. And the interest earned, again, something that people normally forget about, but it's a deposit, was $1.08. Kind of a piddly amount. And it even says these were not recorded in her check register. So we're going to reconcile it. Notice there were no outstanding deposits that we forgot about, so that just brings that there. Go ahead and add up the outstanding checks. You should get $489.88. So you bring that over here to line 4, and then subtract those 2. Remember, subtraction again. And you get a new balance of $972.37. We hope, when we do the check register, that we get the same amount. So let's go ahead and subtract the $12.80. When you subtract the $12.80, you get $971.29. We're getting closer, right? Add in the $1.08 interest, and you do in fact get $972.37. Again, these 2 should match up every single time. If they don't, then that means something is wrong. Okay. Okay, the next one, very similar. Barry Kripke's check register balance on July 31st was $525.58. His check register balance, so that goes here, $525.58. Okay, and I'm just reading from the paper now. I'm not going to scroll back up. His bank statement balance was $610.91. Obviously, they're different, right? So something's wrong. We need to reconcile them. When he compared his check register with his bank statement, the statement showed a service charge of $12.75 and interest earned of $101. So his statement showed it, but that means his check register did not. So we have a service charge of $12.75. Again, that's a withdrawal. And interest earned of $1.01. So anyway, I subtract $12.75, I get $512.83. Then you add in the $1.01, you get $513.84. Okay, let's keep reading. His check register showed 3 outstanding checks. So that means these were documented in his check register, meaning he made some sort of documentation of it, but the bank hasn't recorded them yet. We have check 672 for $89.32. And we have check 676 for $21.18, and we have 679 for $257. Okay. When you add up all those outstanding checks, you get $311.07. Okay. So that means that goes here. $311.07. Getting my sevens mixed up here. $311.07. Let's see, what else? Also, a deposit of $214 was made too late to appear on the statement. Too late to appear on the statement. That means it's actually happened. It just hasn't appeared on the statement yet. So we need to add it in. It's an outstanding deposit. So when you add that, you get $824.91. You subtract $824.91 minus $311.07, and you do, in fact, get $513.84, which is exactly what we said. You just have to read everything carefully. You might want to look at everything carefully and see if you can figure out what goes where. Okay, basically, if anything was recorded by the bank but not in the check register, that goes down here. If anything was recorded by us but not the bank, that goes in the reconciliation form. Okay, last one, then I think we'll be done for this video. So let's see. Olga's bank statement balance was $2371.40. So make sure you read. Does it say bank statement balance or check register balance? On the same date, her check register balance was $1732.39. The bank statement showed a service charge of $830 and interest earned of $1.12. So let me scroll down here a little bit so I can get this. So another service charge. Again, the bank statement showed it, but we didn't. Service charge of $830 and interest earned of $1.12. Okay. The checkbook showed 3 outstanding checks, numbers 988, 990, and 911. It's probably supposed to be 991, but that's okay. Anyway, it's for $173.19, for $417.28, and $55.72. Okay. Reconcile our bank statement. Well, again, no mention of a deposit, so that's nice. Watch out if they say an outstanding deposit or anything. Go ahead and add up the outstanding checks. You should get $646.19. So we'll put those there. Subtract those two, and you get $1,725.21. Again, we're just adding and subtracting. Lots of that. So hopefully, by the time we get done over here, notice we're pretty close. 1732, 1725. So hopefully we do things right. Go ahead and subtract the service charge of $8.30. You get $1,724.09. Ooh, we're almost close there. Add in the $1.12, and surprise, surprise, it works out. Those two are exactly identical. Okay? We're going to pause the video here and go to one final video to finish this review out. Okay? Please, again, use this. Skip around. If things go too fast, just watch them. I think these are pretty self-explanatory as far as adding and subtracting. Okay? Check things on your calculator. All right? Good luck studying, and I'll see you later.